And we here. Oh my God, is this Frenchie? Who is this? Who is
man.
this? Is this who are you?
My name is Michelle.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
How you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing well. How are you?
You doing good? So, as you can see, we have Michelle here. Frenchie's not here. What happened is, sometimes, as family members, right? We get in arguments. You know what I mean? Sometimes family members, we don't always be on the best accord, right? Like sometimes, siblings, we fight, we argue, and we just went separate ways. You know what I mean? Frenchie has a podcast. What's it called, Live?
I'm not sure.
Will conversation or will something?
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, you could follow Frenchie on Hot Wheels. And we're gonna still support her. But sometimes, things you don't see eye to eye. As a sis, we did a lot of things together, but we also didn't want to end the show abruptly because so much people watch the show and they tune in every week.
Yeah, some people really depend on this for
they depend on this show, and
Yeah.
it wouldn't be fair. And me and bro, we knew Michelle for a while, and I know bro did a shoot with Michelle. Didn't you guys did a photo shoot years ago?
No, we did Runway of Dreams together.
Nah, didn't you do a photo shoot before that?
No, was it?
Y'all never did a photo shoot?
No, we never. No, we never. I did.
Because I could have sworn you introduced me to her. Like you was like, oh okay, but
I just didn't have we following each other on IG. We did Runway of Dreams. You did do Runway of Dreams. You did the Vicky Secret.
I wasn't there.
You wasn't
You
in
weren't there.
No,
Oh, you did
I
the
don't know.
shoot.
For some reason, I wasn't invited.
That's crazy. But you did the shoot with them.
I did the Victoria's Secret shoot, like with
Oh, okay.
Victoria's Secret. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
well, we met Michelle early, and also we seen like the fabulous work she was doing. She's a model, she's a mom, she has a great voice, and I know her voice will be powerful within the community. Also,
you.
Michelle has a different disability, right?
Yes.
What is your disability, by the way?
I have a right arm amputation, so which I got into a car accident and I lost. I think that's a technical term for it.
Oh, wow. And is it like it's called
above the elbow amputation? There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's called like a proper term is limb difference.
Yes.
Is it?
Also, you can use limb difference
Limb
as well.
difference.
Yes.
Do you want to call it limb difference?
Yeah. Limb
Oh,
difference
okay,
is fine.
But yeah, so we we talked about it. He was like, we didn't want to end the show abruptly because a lot of people do depend on the show, and we want to, end out the season. We didn't want to just finish the season just like that.
Right.
We just started.
We just started the
we
season.
only one episode. What's the second episode of the season?
Yeah.
We didn't want to
Really?
just end it. Yeah, we didn't want
Yeah.
to just end it like
And
that.
then, like I said,
Yeah.
so much people tune in. They hit us up all the time. Like, when is the next episode? When is the next
Right.
episode? And we had to hit Michelle up because she's doing great things in the community, and she's I think she worked perfectly. And it's an honor to have you on the podcast.
It's an honor to be here.
Hosting with us. So
Most definitely.
yeah, this
Thank you.
is it right now. Some say
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
said, we wish sis the best. We did a lot of great
Oh no, we
things.
wish her the best. Yes,
Lot of
that's
great
still
things.
a sis, man. She's gonna go on to do great things. So, still wish her the
Yes.
best. Go follow her
Follow her.
podcast, subscribe, and everything.
Yeah,
So,
go follow our
yeah.
podcast, subscribe, and you know what I mean. We still gonna put in the work because, like I said, when bro and Frenchie we first started, it was to generally help a lot of people, and it has helped a lot of people.
yeah, I
right?
didn't even think we was gonna do all of the things that we've
The
done
things
so
we
far.
did.
Yeah,
We did a lot of
yeah.
things. Rockefeller Center, you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Different photo shoots.
Mhm.
And it really was to touch the people and help people. Because, when I first got injured, I never seen no one like me, especially on
Yeah.
social media. Now you can see a lot of people with disabilities, but
Right.
early on, you didn't have anybody on social media at all. Like, so you had to figure things out your own.
Yeah, it was really no platform for us or nothing.
Right.
So now the fact that we created our own,
We
and
created our own.
Yeah, and
we
people
put
actually
ourselves out there, and
That's
then
right.
gave other people the
hope
inspiration to
and
put
inspiration.
themselves out.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. So,
So
yeah.
any newly injured person, they can use this as a reference and
Mhm.
they don't got to do this alone like how we
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So this is
Yes.
great. So what's up? How's everybody feeling? Thanksgiving was just around the corner.
Yeah.
How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was really cool. Like
Mhm.
I went to Pennsylvania to visit my mom. I
Mhm.
spent it mostly with my grandparents, my son, and his dad, and just enjoyed family time. Like it's
That's
so nice that we're able to still like be with my grandparents and
Mhm. That's a
have
blessing,
that
yeah.
time together. That's a
It's a
blessing.
blessing.
Alright.
Yeah.
What about you, bro?
My
How was your
Thanksgiving it was cool. I was with my crazy family out in Far Rock. We was my sister. This is her first Thanksgiving after like 17 years. She's finally home. So yeah, like everyone was just excited about that. I was just happy to be around family because last year, you know how sometimes family be beefing and stuff. Like we go through what we go through. So like no one did anything. Everybody was separate at their house. So I stayed in my place and no, I didn't cook. So I was home alone, and man, that shit killed me. That was my first time. I was like, I'm never doing this again. I don't care if I got to call somebody and say, yo, I'm coming over. Like, I'm never doing that again. I was in the house by myself. That shit drove me crazy. So yeah, I was just happy to be around family. Although, even though they crazy, but I loved it. I was just like, it was like, why you keep smiling? I was like, I miss y'all.
Just being so happy around
I
family.
miss y'all.
So
Like,
nice.
word.
So
great,
do you guys think, I don't know, you think as you get older, the holiday changes or just how they change has been changing period since time has been going on? Like, I remember when I was younger, I feel like the holidays had a certain spirit about it. Like it had a certain vibe. But now as I getting older, it's like less about that intimate feeling. I don't know. That's how I feel. Like even how like
100%.
you see. Oh, okay.
100%. I feel the same way. Like my family used to gather around. Like it was a bunch of us, you know. And I think that as getting older, like I only have one kid, you know. Like growing up, you know, my aunts and stuff, they all had like 3 or 4, you know. So I feel like it now it's narrowed down. There's less children in the family, and like it doesn't feel as lively, but as a parent, like I feel like you would know you have to keep that holiday spirit up. But it does change. It's not the same as it used to be at all.
That's a fact. I feel like the elders held it down way more than we did.
They
I feel like
more.
they cook more. Each generation, I feel like
yeah.
it just dwindles down a little, you know, less than it used to be. Like the love and the passion for it all coming through.
True.
And they say once the grandmother passed away, the family's like they hold everything together. I swear, because that's what's going on in my family. Ever since my grandma passed, it's like no one can get along. No one is really leading the family in the way that they should, you know, because even the elders, they still be going through it and just being childish sometimes. So yeah, it's like it's just not the same.
Yeah, they're just not as united as they used to be, I guess. You know, it's like you have your families and then you kind of like move away, you drift apart, and I get that happens, but you know, it sucks. It sucks for us because we grew up with that, you know, unity, and we grew up with them, and then we try to keep that up for ourselves, but it's just not as big as it used to be. You know?
No matter what, like we used to have beef within the family and stuff. People, you know, it's a given. Some people, of course, they don't like others, right? But they still came, and even if it was a little fake hug, now people will say F that person and stand on it.
Stay out.
I'm not coming because so-and-so there is like, and they stand on it. So it's like, it's crazy now. It's just not in that sense, it's definitely not the same. Like,
but I think that's why it shows you how important like our grandmother was there, because even when our family members had beef, they put their pride together and like we still gotta go because of grandma. You know what I mean? Like
she said something.
Whatever
she
is
said
law.
That was law. She was like, "You come in and that's it. And you came and you shut up and that was it, and you couldn't really say much." And it was like more of a respect and love thing out of it. But now that it's like it's gone. So
and that's what they feed off of, is basically because they like to cook and they like to make everybody happy and feed them and love them. And, you know, if you're not there for that, that's kind of disappointing. You got to be there.
All the grandmothers is like 30. That's why they can't cook. They got them young ass grandmothers.
They too prideful.
They on TikTok. They ain't worried about no
That's my mom. She's like in her 50s, and she's like, I ain't cooking nothing.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Things have changed, you know. But I don't know. I know since like the season changed, do you guys suffer through like season like depression? Because I know like when winter comes, it's not the same vibe. Like it gets to like I don't know. I feel like more down. My like spirit. I don't know, because maybe it gets dark at 4 or 5 o'clock. As far as, so how you guys feeling like mentally? Like I don't know who wants to answer that first from like 1 to 10. Like how
I'm okay. I'm riding the wave. I'm like, have my ups and downs, you know. But it's not like, I totally agree that seasonal depression definitely kicks in. It's not like the summertime. I guess you got that vitamin D going. You just feel vibrant. As soon as you wake up, sun beaming in your face. You come outside, it's beaming on you. It just boosts your energy and your adrenaline, as opposed to when it's dark at 5 o'clock. It's hard to stay up. It's like it's crazy. It's like So that seasonal depression definitely kicks in, and I be going through my emotions. My mood switches and just changing for no apparent reason.
Irritated for no reason.
It's like
you're like, I need to see some sun right now.
I can see my phone ring. I'm like, are you bothered? Every little thing. I'm like, it's crazy. But
so mentally, where you at? Like from 1 to 10, how you feeling?
Man, I'm cool. Keith Lee. About a 7.8. 7.8.
That's cool. That's cool.
That's still up there.
That's up
It's,
there.
yeah,
Nah.
there, you know,
it's
it's-
more. I'm fighting, and I'm fighting. It's my mentality. I understand
Mm.
my perspective. I'm always pushing, and I got this, optimistic. I'm super optimistic, so I'm always, pushing myself to think positive and forcing it. So yeah, but yeah.
And how about you? From 1 to 10, mentally, how are you feeling?
I'm like an 8.
Yeah, 8?
Yeah,
Good,
I'm like an 8.
That's good.
I think that, like I used to say, like seasonal depression can kick in, and I feel like lately I've been struggling with that the most because I'm such like a Caribbean person, and like I used to live in Florida, so I was so used to that vitamin D all the time. So whenever it hits winter time, I love the fall.
Right.
But once I know it's about to be 30 degrees and dark at 5 o'clock, like my whole mood is just like, ew.
Yeah,
you
just can't help
It's
with it.
just
Yeah,
like, ew, like, and so it's like that, and just battling like imposter syndrome and stuff like that can also like affect your mental. So I would say like an 8.
Okay. So is that
Yeah.
8 is that a good 8? Like, is that something
It's a
where you're
good 8.
comfortable with?
It's like I'm
Okay.
comfortable,
Yeah.
I'm not like 100%, but I'm also,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm okay with that though. I'm
Okay,
content.
okay,
I'm in
okay.
a content space.
Got it.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like an 8 too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually in a really good space. I said I wrote about or the book the other day, Facebook. I'm like, I'm at a point in my life where honestly, like, I just learned to like let go and let God lead. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I ain't really worried about anybody's side of the story, or I'm not worried because like I'm a genuine person, right? And I'm solid. So when you sleep with like a clean heart and you have a clean conscience, you don't really worry about somebody else's side of the story or how you did them.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Because
exactly.
I feel in my heart that I'm justice in whatever I do or relationships I have with people, right? And
all about grace, right? It's like just being grateful
yeah,
for
grace.
the things that you
Yeah.
like. That's also why I feel like an 8, because it's like you got to be grateful for where you are.
Facts.
Even too,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like, you're not where you were yesterday, right?
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And when you look at yesterday or like years ago, you be like, damn, how that journey from that time to now is just like, damn, like if you
Yeah.
look at that and I have gratitude for that and be thankful because how that shit used to be years ago, you be like,
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
that could change your perspective in that
Oh,
day.
for sure.
A
For
hundred
You know what
sure.
I'm
percent.
saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm actually really in a good space as far as like, I'm just thankful. I don't know, I just have a clear heart and conscience, if that makes
good.
any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
That shit is like, you don't bother, like, you don't wake up
That's the
not
best way to
bothered
be,
by
man.
that.
At peace,
Yes.
man. People always
Yeah.
ask like, "Are you happy?" I'm at peace. That's even better because
Peace,
happiness,
exactly.
happiness is
It's-
fleeting. It's up,
yes.
it's
It's
down.
up and down.
People be chasing it, and it's like, nah. It's
Yeah.
like it's not worth really chasing. I mean, it comes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let
I
it
think-
come to you, or
Yes.
Well, I disagree with. I think we all should strive for
Oh.
peace or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
happiness.
yeah.
Like, I think because we chase other shit like money,
Yeah.
fame, social media, and all that other shit don't make you happy. None of that shit
It
make you
don't.
happy.
It don't.
because it's all chaotic.
It's too craziness.
It's like you have to find that balance
Right.
Mhm.
in order to find your peace. Because
Right.
if
Yeah.
not, then it's just fucking chaotic.
Yeah, it's just going.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's like a number. It's going to keep on going. You going
It's-
like you
it's
can't.
gonna
You couldn't.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You never can have enough money. You can never be be famous. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Get a new
it's-
car, you're gonna want a
Always
year
want
later.
another
You want
car.
another car. It don't
Like,
matter.
never
You want a
want
big house.
enough.
You want a bigger house. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
you're
I mean, always
chasing.
strive for the
Mhm.
best,
Mhm.
Right.
manifest the things that you want.
Mhm.
But also be grateful what you do have
Yeah.
and where
Right.
you are, because that's important, in order for you to keep going. Because if you just keep on thinking about what's going to happen in the next 10 years or so, you're never going to be happy or content where you
Where
are
you are
now.
right now.
Fact.
It's the process,
Fact.
it's a journey.
The gratitude of it all,
Right.
man.
Yes.
I got a good question for y'all. So, we get ask you. I'm like, what does peace mean to you? What is peace?
What does peace mean to me?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Mm.
I think peace is more so being grounded in who you are and knowing who you are, and knowing that, like the relationships around you are calm. There's a certain type of like energy that you have to bring around yourselves in order to give it to other people. So I think peace is just basically staying grounded in who you are, and being grateful, and That's hard.
It's hard.
That's a hard
That's a tough
question.
question. Yeah.
What about you, bro? What does peace mean to you?
Peace for me is being happy with the person that I am today and the person I'm working towards being.
Okay.
Like, yeah, just knowing that I'm always working on becoming the best version of myself
Evolving,
and becoming evolving and into
Always
a different,
evolving.
like in last year I wasn't the same person that I am today. And and I'm just keep putting the work in to become like I'm be more emotional intelligent, just more compassionate, have more empathy and more loving, caring, understandable towards other people's situations. You get what I'm saying? Just like a more well-rounded person.
Yes, be
overall.
well-rounded, and that's what I mean by being grounded within yourself. Is being that person that is genuine, that is compassionate, that has like, someone you can always come to, and that you have peace in knowing
That's a fact.
that you're a good person and that you're striving for a better you.
Not so just mental anymore. I'm not so, on other people's situations because, hey man, like now with at this big age, I've just realized like, man, it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't like judging people.
Easy.
What is that going to do? Like I'm just more, because you never know what they went through in order to be, be who they are. So
exactly.
So yeah, man, that's just where I'm at. Peace is just peace for me.
And like peace for me.
Yeah.
I think to piggyback on both of you, which both of you guys said, it's just being grounded, right? I think it goes up and down and goes in waves, right? Like, because
absolutely, yeah.
Some days you're not gonna be the best version of you. You're just gonna be like, all right, today I'm not having a great day, but that don't make you not peaceful, right? It's just you're just having a bad day. And sometimes I think we mistake having a bad day from having like a bad life or like having a bad time, right?
Yes,
it's
it
okay.
can ruin your entire day and then forget it. Your whole life.
Yeah, your whole life is
my life
suck.
like this.
Yeah,
Yes, I know.
And you can easily get caught up in that. So to go back to like the peaceful thing, I think is like peace is like when something that aura about you, when it's within you, it stays with you for a while, but it doesn't dictate on things, the outside things that happen around, happen you on a daily thing, right?
Okay, yes.
So say if you go outside and you get somebody curse you the fuck out, right? You react in a way, but you still have that peace to be like, all right, that shit ain't gonna bother me for the rest of the day, right? Compared to another person, that taxi might ruin the whole fucking week and the whole day, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that person they're fighting the demons and the battles, and I think that's what it is, not fighting them battles and constant demons that people have. And I think it's stages, like to get to that point, it's stages, like, you know what I mean? Because everybody got some type of trauma, right? Like, we all got different journeys to get exactly to where you at today. You know what I mean? So
I felt that, bro. Like I don't know, just like my thing is not letting anything on the outside get inside. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I don't care what it is.
Other people's
whether
should affect you.
Whether it's other people or whether it's something you feel like you lack or you don't have. You know, it's like a lot of people like material things. Like, oh, I don't have this. Oh, my job is this. Or oh man, I want this new car. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they let it stress them and like get to them. And me, I just be like, what? Like that's the least of my. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even. It's just. Everything is within me. Everything that I want is within me. I realize that I can do anything that I want. I can get anything that I want. You get what I'm saying? Like if I just apply myself. So I just don't let anything from the outside external world really get to me or bother me. So that's peace for me.
Peace.
Yeah, that's peace.
But my question is, how long did it take you to get to that point? Because that doesn't click just like
years.
That,
nah,
right?
It doesn't.
I think peace is kind of linear, no? Like I not that I'm saying that you can't be peaceful all the time, I think it's more so like there's moments of time where things like there could be a whole year that things can just be super chaotic. But guess what? That's setting the foundation for next year because now things are going to be peaceful, And I believe that getting there, the way that I got to kind of like feeling grounded and feeling peaceful with myself was to recognize who I am. To be okay with who I am, to accept myself, to accept my flaws, to love people the way that they are and not try to change anyone, and just kind of keep going. Because if you don't, then things will not be so peaceful. Like that's when the chaos kicks in, that's when the arguments kick in. That's when, all these things just start to like kind of like mount on top of each other. To get there, it's a while, but you have to like really know who you are as a person. And that's not to say to stay stagnant in who you are, because there are a lot of not so great people out there. You know, it's more so evolving and becoming a better person and knowing that you are becoming that person and accepting that person that you are becoming and who you were before. And, you know, basically, what is it? Having more compassion with the person that you were before that.
And giving yourself that grace.
That grace.
Giving yourself that grace, allowing yourself to grow. But it's that, I really agree with what you said. It's that knowing of who you are. A lot of people don't know who they are.
A lot of people
That's
don't.
why
they try to be something they're not.
Try that,
you know
exactly.
I mean?
Imposter syndrome, right? Yeah. A lot of people really don't know who they are, and they don't do the work to actually get to know themselves. Like they just, you know, they rather just keep like, I don't know, use certain things in order to like self-medicate, like whether it's, you know, getting high,
different vices,
or different vices that they have, whether it's drinking a lot, or either some people just surround themselves around a bunch of other people. They can't stand to sit alone and be with themselves.
Right.
They really hate themselves. So it's like, that's a key component.
I don't know.
Like,
I'm a loner. Like I like being around people, but
I am too.
I'm such a loner. Like, you know, like I like doing things alone too. You know, I'm not like people gotta always be with me, you know, like I like it. I love to be around people. I like to have my friends all together and stuff. And I'm always with my son, so I'm not necessarily completely alone, you know, but I am one of those people that are like, will take a walk on my own. We'll go eat on my own, you know, and it's like you have to be okay with that too, you know. Not everybody has to be around you.
And these are the ways, but these are the ways that you get to know yourself.
Exactly.
You get to know your likes, your dislikes, what you know what I'm saying, like what you can tolerate, what things that you can't tolerate, things that you put up with, that you things that you won't put up with. You get what I'm saying? Like it's that again, it's that knowing. You gotta really learn yourself and like really same way like in any relationship, you gotta have a relationship within yourself. Like you get what I'm saying? Like you gotta get to you gotta love yourself, you gotta get to know yourself, you gotta you gotta get to know who this person is again today, not 10 years, because 10 years ago you like different things. You know what I'm saying? You like different your mindset, everything was different. So you gotta really get to know yourself again today as the person that you are. So
exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy you said. I don't know. This might go off topic, but I think that's why like marriage is difficult because in a way,
steady growing. You're both
somebody's
steady,
grown. Like
you're both
so
steady
like,
growing is two different.
Right, bro. Like people get so mad. I'm like, oh, I married this person, but y'all gonna have to grow.
Yeah.
The solution in that marriage is like, all right, how do we grow together?
Exactly.
Because there's no way we 10 years, 15 years, you know, in and we're supposed to be the same person. Like I love the person we married, but
it's even
gotta
hard
grow.
in relationships, period. Because if like, let's say I'm growing because I have, you know, this ambition and all this stuff, and then this person, my partner, is not, you know, super ambitious or whatever, like they're not growing at the same pace as me, what is that? That creates static, you know, it's not peaceful, and then it's not gonna grow from there, you know. So that's marriage is the same way. You gotta have the same common goals. You got to make sure that person that you're with is just as ambitious, just as driven, you know, or if you're not, then it has to be like a middle ground, you know. You got to be, if you're going to be a nonchalant and like, you know, chill person, then be with a nonchalant, chill person, you know.
Both don't give a fuck. That's not good in a relationship. No,
You know, I mean, there has to be a balance, obviously, you know, but one cannot be like going here and the other one's just like on the couch, like. That's not gonna work.
It's tough. It's like you have to allow people to be who they are too. Like you have to give them that freedom and that space.
Absolutely.
And, you know,
but there comes a time.
You still got to see where if it conflict, and if that person that they're growing to conflicts with the person that you're growing into, then that's where the static comes and the rift comes between. I feel like
See, 100%. I think that's like a lot of self-reflection. Because you see how you just broke that down as far as like you gotta allow the person to grow. See, I think when people are in relationships, right? They don't look too deep into that. And I think they just go on with the relationship thinking like, yeah, we just go together. But it has to be some type of growth within that, right? So if you're not looking too deep in that, like, all right, am I growing with this person, this, that, third, or you just looking at the person as a partner, then shit's always gonna be stagnated, right? Because I just go together. You're not even thinking about like, all right, let's elevate or like how we get to the next level as a couple, right? Yeah. I get what you're saying about that.
I wanted to back on something you said about imposter syndrome. What's imposter syndrome to you?
Imposter syndrome to me? What is the definition of the clear definition of imposter syndrome? I'm not even really sure. It's like, is it like
definition?
I don't even Google
it.
Because I have like my definition.
What's your definition?
Because of what I
like
struggled with.
Okay.
It's basically like, you know, when, for instance, I'm now a model for Victoria's Secret, right? But me putting it out there was kind of a struggle because it was like, am I?
Oh, are you worthy?
It's like not that I felt unworthy. It just didn't feel like real. It almost felt surreal. It did feel surreal. And it just was like, am I putting this reel up and am I really feeling this? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course, of course I am. Deep down inside, it's like, hell yeah, this is fucking lit,
Yeah.
But then a part of me is like, but what is everybody else gonna think? They're gonna think, oh, Michelle's a big shot, whatever, and it's kind of a struggle of like trying to be somebody better and then feeling like you're almost not worthy, or like you're
Is it
almost
because
it's like a fear, it's like the fear of being this person.
But is it the fear of how others, you feel like how others may think about you? Yeah.
That's
Not
more. That's a part of it.
100%.
Yeah, but
That
It's a
has to
part
be
of it.
some
It's a
part of it.
part of
Yeah.
it. It's a part of it. But I think it's more of an internal thing because when you've went through like a lot of struggles and something's finally happening, you're kind of almost like, is this real?
Is it anxious?
Am I like worthy of this? Can I handle this? It's like kind of like that feeling of like, am I this person? Am I not this person? Of course I'm this person, but it's a struggle sometimes.
Definitely.
That to me is imposter syndrome.
No, I can relate, man. Like just going through everything that like pursuing everything that I'm pursuing now. Like I went through phases. Like I'm like, man, I guess I could say like my essence when I first started, like I came from this, I was just like in the streets, like really, really heavy. So
You was thugging it out.
Yeah, I was thugging and bugging, like really tripping out here. So like for me to go from that to like, and then there was a time like, I'm gonna just be like really transparent. Like the guy, like everyone knows I was shot and by someone that, I like, we kind of grew up together. We grew up in the same hood, families was cool and stuff like that.
Right.
And what happened was like, he came home from prison or whatever. And of course, part of me still wanted that get back. I wanted to, that street in me is just like, you can't let them play with your name, because I know, everybody know I stand on business, right? Everybody know my history. If you know, right? So I'm like, man, I can't let it go down like that. But at that same time, I just started doing like auditions and I was going to like doing acting workshops and stuff. I'm flying back and forth to Atlanta. I'm doing all this stuff, right? I just got my first like modeling job, did like 2 big jobs and stuff. So I'm trying to become this different person, right? But the other person is pulling back, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So I was, so a part of me was dealing with that, and it was just like, damn, what these dudes like gonna say? Like what the streets gonna say? Like knowing that he's home and knowing he's posted up on Instagram, like yo,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I was worried more so about that, how people was gonna perceive me, like, oh, Live, he just over there doing whatever now. You get what I'm saying? But had I fell victim to that and just, I prayed on it a lot, I needed it. I prayed on it a lot, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna leave it up to God. I'm gonna leave it in God's hands. And then then another part of me started thinking the way that I think from my perspective, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pay him back in another way. I'm gonna be on the big screen, success. I'm gonna be on the big screen, put myself out there and just start doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just really started pushing.
You're worthy
I was like,
of
that's
it.
what's
You
gonna hurt.
deserve it, and you want to put yourself.
He's seen you
out there.
everywhere. You in every target.
It hurt more.
And it ain't for nothing.
It
You
hurt
know what
more.
I mean? It's for something. So it's like,
That's a
Look
fact.
how that shit turned around.
Now every time,
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
yeah, that's the way I think. I'm more so that's
bugged
the
out.
yeah. So that's the way I think, and it's helped a lot. Look at me now. That's all I can say.
That
Right.
that
Look at me
created
now.
something.
Yeah.
That internal thing going on
Drive,
created a whole different beast of you. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact. That's a
And
fact.
and presented you jobs that if you were still stuck there, you would not be in this situation today.
Yeah. When I say it was
I can relate to
that's
that.
crazy.
when I say it was a fight. Like I lost my relationship. I was in a relationship and I was like it was like a dark cloud over. I was coming in the house. My energy was bad. You get what I'm saying? Because all I'm thinking about is like the get back, like get this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
and mind you, I'm in a relationship and she's not saying nothing, but she sensed the change. You
feel it,
get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, and she didn't let me know until after the breakup. But and then I went through a death. My grandmother passed. It was a lot on me. I'm talking about within like it was just a summer. It was like a good 3 or 4 months of this. And I'm just battling with myself, like, Antoine, like, so you're gonna throw it all away? You're gonna throw your life away doing something to him? And Now you going through all this potential that you got. You get what I'm saying? Like Tasha Smith just paid for your acting lessons, boy. Like she
this is the lick back.
Yeah, this is the lick back, dog. This is it. I'm like,
yeah.
nah, I'm not. And that was the drive for me to become everything that I am today. And I'm thankful for it all. I'm thankful for the journey. It's the journey that really made me. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't the shoot. So it was every step that I took to better myself and just to be aware, like, you know what? I'm gonna get it back in another way. Like, and that was it. So
something was born that day. In the same way how something died, something was born.
Yeah. I killed off. I had to kill off the old me in order to become
that's
who
crazy.
I am, the person that I am today.
Yeah,
like, so.
I could definitely relate to that. Yep.
So it says, looked up imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a condition of feeling anxious and not experiencing success internally, despite being high performing in external objective ways. So it makes sense. Yeah, it's the same thing with y'all. All right, that's cool. I never knew what imposter syndrome. This is my first time really actually hearing that term. No, because I ain't gonna leave personally.
I've been the shit.
Right. You conceited ass. I always been like, always been the nigga in the school with everybody. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I'm imposter syndrome. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Where I don't really give a fuck. Where
that's them, not me.
Or that's cool. I learned the term. I didn't know what that is. That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's why I asked you, like, did you feel worthy? Because at one point, me coming from the street and coming from Far Rockaway, a place where you don't see anyone doing anything. Like, it's not like I was from Brooklyn, Harlem, the other boroughs, the Bronx, but you actually see, people who, you know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's musicians or actors or whatever, no one was up there coming from where we're from, right? Doing anything. So I was like, sometimes I didn't feel worthy. Like when I was doing these shoots and I would, like you said, when I went to post it, I was like, man, niggas ain't gonna believe this. Like, you know what I'm saying? The dudes who know me from running around doing the stuff that I was doing, I'm like, niggas ain't gonna believe. They gonna like, look at this dude. Like, what is he like? I thought, and I was thinking like they was clowning me. In my head, this is what I'm hearing. I'm just thinking, I'm thinking too crazy, right? And it's like, now look though, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the imposter syndrome I dealt with.
Yep.
So,
that's like when I started to post photos of myself like in like lingerie and stuff like that. Like I was a little like scared of doing that, but I was like, I know what I'm doing this for because I have a goal in my mind to work with certain brands. And so I had to literally like, flip the switch and, put my stuff out there regardless of whatever anybody had to say. And that led me to where I am today. So I'm like, that imposter syndrome is a thing that a lot of people struggle with, but just know you are worthy and you deserve it.
Gotta fight through it.
You gotta fight through it. Be confident, got this, and there's purpose in it, and and that's what I think drove me to where I am is to know that there's purpose, and that's all that matters.
That's crazy. It's like those are like silent battles people. It's silent battles people struggle with. You don't know. You never know. Yeah,
that's why you got to be kind, man. Because you just never know what interior.
People would think, this person's real cocky, real confident. Like you don't know what
they had to get there, yo. Like, oh my God, that's why.
There's a lot of things that people go through in order to reach that peak of like, I mean, there's a super cocky where it's like almost like arrogant, where it's like nah. But then there's the people that come up and they have this confidence to keep putting that work in, and like you don't know what they went through to get there. Like so.
That's crazy. I speak to bro about this all the time, like because I get hit up about like a whole bunch of gigs and stuff like that, and like, yo, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I give out free game. I'm like, yo, you gotta do this, do that. But I also do know when people are talking to me, they feel entitled. They think because I'm doing it, they could do it. And I'm like, you don't know the work I put behind the scenes. Like, it's just, you think it's just easy, like just getting up and doing these stuff. Like, it's, it's not that easy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I put in work behind the scenes. I make it look easy, but it's not like I'm not on my ass. I'm on my ass, but I mean, I'm not like, you know what I mean? I'm hustling. So that entitlement sometimes rubs me the wrong way. Like, oh, just because you doing it, I think I could.
I should submit for Victoria's Secret too. No, it don't work that way.
Don't work that way. Yeah.
But you can try.
You can try.
Encourage
do it.
Yeah, same thing. I send them.
It almost feels like,
if you doing it, I
yeah.
You know, but like the wrong way. You know
the wrong way.
Like in the wrong way.
It rubs me the wrong way, but
and
it's not only it's weird because it's not only the disabled community. I get
it's not just
everybody.
Everybody,
it's just that weird like they like
no, that's what I'm actually talking about. Is disabled.
Everybody can
for real. It's crazy. You get both. Because there's some people in chairs too that feel entitled too, knowing that if you throw them in front of that camera and all these people and like you've been on set, you on set with 100, 150 people and it's like, and they going crazy and they're like, oh, do this. They're going to clam up like this.
Right.
But they just feel like they can do it because they see you doing it. And also because you make it look easy. And mind you, they're seeing the finished product.
And that's amazing.
They see the finished product though, the edited photos or the edited commercial or whatever you may be doing. And they just seeing the finished product like, oh, I could do that. And it's like, no. Dog. You think like.
I mean, that's amazing that, we can inspire someone to feel that way or think that way. But like, something do get rubbed the wrong way. That's the way that's said. I would say that it's the energy, the vibe of it. You
can feel it.
You can feel it.
You can feel
when someone's actually like kind of like, then you can feel when someone is actually genuine and actually does want to like have that change with them within their lives as well, and they want to pursue that dream as well. There's a difference.
It be years.
Thin line.
That's a fact.
I've been putting to work for years. Like, so when you see me on Vogue or you see me on like, I was doing it for a long time, right? Like,
Vogue magazine,
you know what I mean?
That's a goal right there.
The Tommy shoot, like, it's not like this didn't just happen. Like, been putting to work for a long time. I remember when like I think Runway Dreams first did they ever fashion show. I was a part of it. I seen all the people like. That I had to conquer that fear. Like a lot of stuff I was like the first to do too. Me personally, I didn't see nobody in the chair doing it. So I had to put my big pants on and I didn't see nobody. And I'm like, so it's like I said, it's the entitlement. Like, all right, just then go do it. Like, don't just go do it.
Done a runway yet.
Yeah.
And you will do it, but
soon come.
Yeah, next year, baby.
But talking about Victoria's Secret, and you did such a wonderful job at that. We just brought up a conversation other night and we want to discuss about like, what's the disconnect or I say disability and social media, right? Like people will say like the craziest things to you on social media regarding even having a disability, right? What do you think, like, how do you think somebody should approach that? Or like, how do you feel about like, those really weird comments or like people just think, you know what I mean? What you think?
So I'll say this. Modeling for Victoria's Secret was like a dream come true, and it so happened to be, for the Adaptive campaign, which is new. I thought that was incredible because, it's giving the disability community a voice, it's giving them garments that they can actually use and it's purposeful, So being a model for that adaptive campaign and it being out there, you would think people would have the common decency to like recognize that rather than just see a girl with one arm in lingerie. It's not just a girl with one arm in lingerie. It's a girl with one arm in a lingerie that works for her disability, that works for a person in a wheelchair, that works for your grandma who has arthritis. You know what I mean? Like it's broader than that. It's not as simple and as, demeaning as they put it out there to be. So I think that the disconnect is basically it's being ignorant, and not knowing more or less, how much things like this can change the world,
What about you, bro? You ever got like some like weird comments or like, yo,
all the time?
Like, what the hell? Like, you said makes you like, come on, man.
I built myself to have tough, thick skin. Like there was a while. I'm not gonna lie. I remember when TikTok first came out. That's when I was like battle tested. It feels like because man, when I tell you got some weirdos up there. Oh my God, yo! I thought I was like confident. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I know who I am. And then man, them people was up there like, oh, he skipped leg day. And you got like, cause my stuff was going viral, like millions of views, like on my workouts and stuff like that, or just me being with my kids. Yeah. And then you'll get like someone say something real crazy, like, "Oh, look at his little legs," or "He can't walk," or whatever they say. Write a joke, and it's like 20,000 likes under it, and then they cracking more jokes under that joke, and you just like, wow. And I'm just like, damn. So I'm kind of, I'm like, man, is this like really what's going on? And I'm going to go back and forth with them. I'm going back and forth with a few of them, but then I had to stop myself, like, dog, like. these is keyboard warriors. They talking about how
they trolls.
Yeah,
and then they also what I realized is they also speaking like from their perspective of things. It's like you just weird, dog. Like, and that's when I just stopped even feeding. I stopped feeding into it, and that's when I was just like, all right, now I'm like gold level status. You can't say nothing. It's nothing no anyone could say that tarnished like my armor or whatever. It's like I'm cool. Like nothing. So yeah,
I don't think like I've definitely faced a lot of discrimination and stuff like that, and criticism and really weird fucking comments. But never like under my actual post. You know, like it was always like either something that I worked on or something like that. And I honestly didn't read anything because I never really paid that mind. But for Victoria's Secret, I was like, bloop, bloop, bloop. And the trolls is insane. And then the crazy part is you go to their profile and it's like they got one picture up and they look like they're like 13 years old.
No, for real.
And it's like,
it's like a video game playing.
Somebody Utah or some shit.
Like, who are you? And they're like, oh, we want Victoria's Secret models back. Well, what?
I mean,
weird. What are you talking about? Like, you know, like the people got to know that the world is changing. And I'm honestly really proud to be like on the forefront of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you understand some people just that's their job on the internet. They'll go on the internet and just troll a lot of that's their shit. You know what I'm saying? They just go
just to make your day bad.
Ruin your fucking day.
Now I just like I'll say something in agreement with whatever they say. When they say something crazy about me or whatever.
No, the best ones are the like the compliment ones, which are like, oh yeah, she's beautiful, but maybe, you know, we should bring the old Victoria's Secret bottles back. Like, wait, what?
Yeah,
oh, don't get me wrong. She's gorgeous. But like, why would you put a girl with one arm up there? Like, what? You know, it's like, crazy. Okay, with your underlying compliment. Like,
right. Backhanded compliment.
Shit. Yeah.
Shit, right?
Exactly. Like, all right, crazy, calm down. And then people are like, oh, I could be a Victoria's Secret model too. Try. I want to see you too. I want to see you win. Go ahead.
Weighing 500 pounds, not even in the gym every day. Like,
it ain't even like that. Just I want to see you win. Go ahead and try.
Yeah, that's why I don't trip over people's opinions anymore. Because like I understand that they're just saying and spewing out hate or whatever they're saying is coming from their level of thinking.
We had to build that thick skin. Now imagine if I didn't have that thick skin.
Oh yeah.
Imagine if I didn't have the heart that I had. You know what I mean? Like.
And that's
it'd be a whole different story.
That's another thing. People don't understand how like we're putting ourselves out there. Like this is not.
That's what I'm saying. People
this is not easy to be putting yourself on the forefront of this whole movement. I know I'm one of the people in the forefront of the whole like disabled community and stuff. Like, bro, I tell you, like, man, I remember when Instagram first came out, and I'm not even just making this up. For at least the first 4 or 5 years, I didn't see anyone in a wheelchair up there. I was literally the only person that I've seen. And I was heavy on Instagram. I'm talking about every state. I didn't see no wheelchairs, no disabilities, nothing was on Instagram. I was up there in the clubs like this. What's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? And people was commenting like that. Then the DM came out maybe like 3 or 4 years later. And I would get messages all the time. People were like, yo, I'm in a wheelchair too, dog. Y'all love what you're doing. And I go to their page and they'll be like, yo, you see the icon, it's like a river. And then you go to their page and it's like no pictures of them, just a bunch of memes. Or either you're lucky if you see a picture of them and they're sitting on a couch or they're sitting on a chair. They're never in their wheelchair. And I'm just like, and some people were asking me like, how are you so confident? I was just telling people, first thing you have to do is you have to own it. You have to understand that you're own your disability and don't be ashamed of your wheelchair. A lot of people are ashamed of their chair or their, you know what I'm saying? Or if they're using a device for if they have a limb difference or whatever, like you have to own it. The first part is accepting it. A lot of people aren't accepting of their disability. And that's the reason why they're not able to shine because people feel energy is felt.
And I was that person once upon a time.
Energy is felt. If you're not confident about yourself and you head down all the time or you just like always tugging at your clothes or you like you can see certain things, you get what I'm saying, and people pick up on that. And me myself, I was just always outside like so definitely.
I used to be that person that used to like take pictures and I would always take it on my left side and everything was always on my left side or just like my face. And I don't think I started posting like my right side up until maybe like 4 years ago, maybe. Just because I started to see certain people up. Like there was this girl named Miss Fifth Ave. I don't know if you know about her, but she has a one arm as well. She's very thick. Like,
is she like brown skin?
No, she's like a light skinned girl,
Oh,
but
okay.
she's from New York as well,
Oh,
and
okay, okay.
she's a very thick girl.
Oh.
But
Has a limb difference.
she has a limb difference as well. She also got into a car accident, but she was posting with her like she doesn't even have this though either. Like it's just like nothing there, and I was like, oh, okay. And then when I started to like see more and more of that, I was like, all right, so this is me, you know, and at the end of the day, all of my Instagram people at the time were my friends, my family. So they know what I look like.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
it was you more so in your head.
Right. It was me in my head. And then I figured, you know what, let me start, you know, posting up like real pictures of myself. And I started to do that. And then little by little, I gained more and more confidence because ultimately that's who I am. And that's who I accepted I was, you know, that's what it is.
Got to be accepting of it.
You got to be accepting of who you are, and you got to love yourself regardless.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah,
that's how people gain love and respect for you too. Like that's how I
love,
feel a lot of people respect
the
you
love
more,
of yourself.
you know?
Yeah, and that creates everything like boundary. People know if they can play with you or not,
Right,
just by the way you carry yourself. And that's just one thing I was always taught by like my great grandparents and stuff. I just seen like the way that they would move. They didn't even say much like, oh, don't do this and don't do that. It was more so the way that they moved and just carried themselves with like,
you got to carry yourself with dignity and integrity.
Yeah, dignity, right? Integrity, head held high all the time, and you know, just very, they made me more so like aware of, you know what I'm saying, like when I walk in the room, how I,
have your presence,
myself, so
And now you walk in the room and take over.
Shit, like, I look at it as like at the end of the day, like I'm in the chair race, so like you gonna feel me anyway, so you might as well own it. You know what I mean? Or like you might as well own it. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna spot me out. I'm in the chair amongst a mad able-bodied people anyway. So like, you're gonna own it. Like I'll be in a club or some shit like that, or like and tension be on me. I'm gonna own this shit. Fuck it. Like you know what I mean? That's how it is, and that's who I am too. So I'm not gonna shy away from who I am anyway. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think that's why this platform is so great because, like you said, when somebody's a newly injured person, they could see this stuff and it could help them build their confidence and get themselves out there. So when they see a young girl, that's injured, see someone like you don't know how much wonders it does to them. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to build something in them like, oh, I can have confidence and take pictures like that. And that, like, it just changes somebody's whole mindset.
Yeah.
And that's like the purpose of.
And I think now it's like such a normal thing to see now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as back then, like where it was like you didn't see it, and then it was like such a like shock for everybody. Like now I think it's more so like people want to know your story, people want to hear it, people want to like see it, and you inspire other people. Like I'm sure you inspire a lot of people that are in wheelchairs and stuff like that. Like I probably inspire a lot of girls who also have one arm or no arms, you know what I mean? Like
arms too,
legs
able-bodied
too,
people, facts.
Like or even able-bodied people, like they tell me all the time, and I think that's a beautiful thing because as long as you have integrity and you have like, that confidence, that aura, other people are going to
gravitate towards
you. Right, exactly.
Yeah, in a way, I totally agree with that. That's very important. But yeah, man, so this is how it is, you know what I mean? I feel like that's why, like I said, that's why we started this show. Like our intentions was to like help the masses and help people deal with their insecurities. And ironically, a lot of able-bodied people watch our show and it's helping them. So it's like you don't have to have a disability to deal with this extreme insecurities that you have, right?
Right.
And I think I always like, I look at it as like everybody's flawed anyway. So, but that's what makes everybody so unique and beautiful and different at the same time. Because I don't look like you and you don't look like me, right? So that's what makes people different.
Like you said, everyone is flawed. It's just that our flaws are on the outside. They're visible.
As you can see it.
They're more visible. So you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's why the able-bodied.
I don't think it's a flaw though. I think it's more so like our
imperfections, however you want to say it.
Imperfection, but like, we own that shit.
Yeah.
We own it,
And it's like, I think there's like a thin line between like, the able-bodied community versus the disabled body. Like, I don't want anybody to use my story as like some sort of like sob story to make themselves feel better, type of thing. It's more so of like not what you have to complain about, but more so of like, I got through this and you can too. Because us
Mhm.
as human beings, we all go through things
Right.
and
Yeah.
we all experience, heartbreak and,
Mhm.
and depression and happiness and joy. We all go through the same, so it's like all in a matter of just knowing that we're all the same and we're all united regardless of what we
Definitely.
look like, we all
Definitely.
got the feelings, right?
Definitely.
So
Perspective.
That's one of my that's the message I feel like I'm putting forth. I'm putting forth on my social media. I feel like it's like no excuse to not be great. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I realize that I'm in a wheelchair, right? And if like me just posting what I post, it's like, okay, you're an able-bodied person, like it's your excuse. Like you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if I'm in the gym every day and I can get my ass up in pain, spasms going crazy, or whatever I'm maybe going through, and I still don't make any excuse, why can't you? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly, yeah.
and whether it's like I said, me just working out or me just being a parent, me just working hard on my brand and on my shoots, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, like you said, we're all going through stuff. We're all going through heartbreak, and just life is just life, and so
Right.
you can
100%.
overcome whatever you choose to overcome if you make that choice. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's just. So what's your excuse? You know what I'm saying? Like it's pretty much it.
Yep. It's all a mind.
Over.
Setting your mind and shifting your perspective.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in closing, like, would you tell like a young girl watching the show that just she has a limb difference and like she's just newly injured? What would you tell her? Like she's watching the show right now. What would you tell? Like, what kind of advice would you give her?
That's hard because when I had gotten into my car accident, anything that anybody told me just went through one through ear out the window because I was like, fuck out of here. Like, you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know what I went through.
Yeah.
I would just say that you're not alone and that this is a life change. Your life is going to change drastically. The people around you are going to change, but that shouldn't change who you are at all. Like, just
at
be
your
at your core. Like, you just be okay, be accepting, love yourself more than anything, and know that there's no limit to what you can do.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Dope.
That sounds good.
That
sounds good. Yeah. Because I was shit. Like I said, I was, when I was injured, I would see this shit and be like, I can take such and such and take this from this live. I'll take this from Jesse. And you can just add all this up and just become a monzo, become the person, you know what I mean? So that's dope. Yeah. So like, this is we closing up the show. This is going forward. Michelle, I guess we want to show you to the audience and make sure you stay follow. What's your Instagram? Sure.
MichelleJ.C_.
Okay. And we're gonna see you guys soon. Going into New Year, the summer next.
Word.
New Year, 2024.
Yeah.
What's y'all got?
See y'all next year.
Y'all got any New Year's resolutions or?
I don't do New Year's resolutions.
Just to keep going. Honestly, like I just want to keep, getting these bookings, keep, working towards a better self and become a better mom.
Anything you got?
Yeah, I don't really do New Year's resolutions. I just because if I really want to do something, I just try to start something. Yeah, I just
start it early.
Yeah, I started.
Like,
I started in
just
November,
keep going.
December. Yeah, just keep going. Every year I try to level up. That's just my.
That's the ultimate goal. Is just to
every year I set goals that scare me. I said some shit. I'll be like, nigga, you ain't about to do that. How you gonna pull this shit off? And next thing you know, I'm like, you did that shit. Like, but yeah,
hey, you never know.
That's those
sometimes the scariest dreams become like the biggest ones and the ones that you actually live out. So
that's a fact.
You never know.
For me, I need to lose like 10 pounds at my waist. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving and Christmas now, because I got to, I don't know, I just need 10, 15 pounds.
So you're going to be in the gym?
I've been working. I always start my resolutions like going into this January. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, if you're ever looking for a trainer, he's right here.
Now we bro be working out. We go in there, but he be trying to lift to the gym, and I'm ready in the chair. I don't want another disability. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
All right, but this is episode 2, and we're gonna see you guys soon.
Thank you.
How'd it go? First episode.
That was nice.
Smooth.